For centuries, the name El Dorado has conjured images of a magnificent city paved with gold, hidden deep within the jungles of South America. It's a legend that has fueled countless expeditions, driven men to madness, and inspired blockbuster movies. But what if I told you the real story behind El Dorado is even more fascinating than the myth? What if the legendary city of gold wasn't a city at all? Let's travel back in time to the Andes Mountains of modern-day Colombia, home to the Muisca people. The Muisca had a unique and sacred tradition. When a new chief, or Zepa, was to be appointed, he would undergo a spectacular initiation ceremony. This ceremony is the true heart of the El Dorado legend. Imagine this. The new leader, his body covered in sticky resin and then dusted from head to toe in pure gold powder, would become a living statue of gold. He was El Dorado, the Gilded Man, guided by 4 high priests. The Gilded Man would be taken to the center of the sacred lake Guatavita. There, on a ceremonial raft laden with gold offerings and emeralds, he would wash the gold dust from his body, returning the precious metal to the lake. The crowds on the shore would throw their own golden treasures into the water as a tribute to the gods. This wasn't about greed. It was a profound spiritual ritual, a symbolic offering of the most valuable materials to ensure the prosperity and balance of their world. So, how did this sacred ritual transform into a myth about a lost city? The story begins with the arrival of the Spanish conquistadors in the 16th century. When they first heard tales of a man covered in gold, their imaginations ran wild. Language barriers and their own insatiable thirst for wealth twisted the story. The tale of El Dorado, the Gilded Man, morphed into the legend of El Dorado, a city made of gold. This misunderstanding ignited a feverish, centuries-long obsession. Explorers like Gonzalo Pizarro and Francisco de Orellana plunged into the treacherous Amazon rainforest, convinced they were on the verge of discovering a golden empire rivaling that of the Aztecs or Incas. They faced unimaginable hardships, starvation, disease, and constant conflict, all for a city that never existed. Sir Walter Raleigh, the famous English courtier, was so captivated by the myth that he led two expeditions to South America, certain he would find this fabled city, which he called Manoa. His quest ended in failure and ultimately contributed to his own downfall. These expeditions were brutal and often disastrous. While they resulted in significant exploration of the South American continent, they came at a terrible cost, both for the explorers and, more tragically, for the indigenous populations they encountered. The relentless search for a phantom city left a trail of destruction, driven by a complete misinterpretation of a sacred indigenous ceremony. Over the years, many have tried to drain Lake Guatavita to recover the treasures thrown in. During the Muisca ceremonies in the 1500s, one attempt managed to lower the water level enough to find hundreds of pieces of gold along the shore. Another, more ambitious attempt in the late 19th century successfully drained the lake, but the soft muddy bottom hardened like concrete in the sun, trapping most of the treasure beneath it. Though some artifacts have been recovered, including the famous Muisca raft sculpture, which beautifully depicts the ceremony, the vast majority of the offerings remain at the bottom, a hidden testament to a rich culture. This small, intricate golden raft, now displayed in the Gold Museum in Bogota, is perhaps the most concrete piece of evidence we have. It's a miniature diorama of the ceremony. A chief figure, larger than the others, stands on a raft, surrounded by his attendants. It is a stunning confirmation that the core of the legend the Gilded Man on the lake was very real. So, El Dorado wasn't a place you could find on a map. It was a person, a leader, a gilded man at the center of a profound spiritual tradition. The real treasure wasn't a city of gold, but the rich cultural heritage of the Muisca people. Their story is a powerful reminder that history is often more complex and meaningful than the legends it inspires. The search for a golden city was a wild goose chase, but the truth it was built upon is a testament to a fascinating and sophisticated civilization. The legend of El Dorado teaches us a valuable lesson about perspective. It shows how easily stories can be distorted by greed and cultural misunderstanding. The conquistadors saw only material wealth, failing to recognize the spiritual richness of the Muisca ritual. They chased a fantasy while overlooking the real treasure that was right in front of Tim, the knowledge and traditions of a unique culture. Today, Lake Guatavita is a protected site. The frenzied gold rush is over, and the lake is now a place of quiet reflection, a monument to the Muisca people and the incredible legend they inspired. The story of El Dorado is a journey from myth to reality, from a city of gold to a man of gold, and finally, to a deeper understanding of the people who started it all. The gold remains in the lake, but the real wealth is the story itself. Thank you so much for joining me on this journey into the heart of the El Dorado legend. If you enjoyed this exploration of history's great mysteries, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel for more adventures into the past. Let me know in the comments what historical mystery you'd like to see us uncover next. Until then, stay curious.